Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those who are new, my name is Essa and I am so glad to have you guys here. So today I'm starting a new series on my YouTube channel, which is going to be called the Tech Talk Tuesday, and that's basically because, as I have told you a couple of times in my videos, I am a photographer by profession. So that means that I interact a lot with tech, and just for the sheer interest of it, I am one of those girls who's really interested in tech, in mobile phones, in cameras, lighting. I'm one of those people who will stay up late playing PS. So yeah, it's always been just a passion of mine. And I thought that because one of the questions that I do get on my Insta is some of you asking me what kind of cameras you can buy for your amateur levels, or what kind of cameras you can buy for your budget. So I thought that this would be a good way of me helping you out, and just so that and also tying into the fact that I also love this type of topic. And yeah, so that is basically what Tech Talk Tuesday is going to be about. Every Tuesday I'm going to be bringing for you different videos on how you can improve your video production, whether it is recording or editing or sound or lighting. And so that's why today I'm starting out with the cameras that I have used in the past and that I'm using now for recording my videos, because I want to show you how you can come from the level that I started at to where I am here today. And yeah, so that's basically it. Please make sure to subscribe and make sure to give a thumbs up. Yeah, that's Zari assisting me at the back. So yeah, that's basically it. Let's get started.
Yay!
So to start with, the first camera I used when I started my channel was my phone. At that moment I had the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge, and I didn't have a tripod, I didn't have any lighting. So I basically just used to use natural light, which is just sitting in front of my window, and sometimes I would film outside and just have a plain wall just because I wanted that lighting. And then I just used to stack up books as my tripod. And then after that, I'll show you an example of a video that I filmed using the S7 Edge. And one of the things that I love to watch the most are hauls. Anytime I'm on YouTube, I'm probably just watching a haul. I don't care if it's a food haul, an electronic haul, a fashion haul, as long as it's a haul where people are just showing me what they bought. Why? I really don't know. And to be honest, this was one of my favorite DIYs. No, actually it was my best DIY because it was so fun to make, and the raw materials you use don't look so good, but what you end up with is just beautiful and adds a pop of color to your house. Okay, so after that I moved on to the Nokia 7 Plus. That's what I'm currently using at the moment. So this phone really has good camera specs. So for the front camera, it's 16 megapixel, and then it has two cameras at the back, so that's 12 megapixel and 13 megapixel. But for video you only use one camera. So the camera quality is still pretty good, and it's pretty much the same as the S7 Edge, because the S7 Edge is also 12 megapixel, but for some reason I feel like the lens for the Nokia is a bit better than the S7 Edge. And yeah, so I started using the Nokia. And the thing about using your phone to shoot, I know a lot of people start off by using their phones, but the misconception that a lot of people make is they film with the front camera because you want to see what you're doing. So for a camera like this, the front camera being 16 megapixel, it's still good, but I always feel like the back camera is still a bit better, because the front camera was designed mostly just for selfies, which doesn't need quite the heavy and clear resolution like what you would want if you're taking a full frame photo, or a photo of some, like just bigger photo. And so just don't use the front camera because you want to see yourself. It makes sense to use the back camera so you can have more quality. So like I was saying, with my phone I basically just used to stack up on books and just put it, so just have something at the front that would push the phone not to fall, and just talk to your camera. You just have to try out maybe 5 times, and then you probably get the setting right of what you want to do. And the thing about using your back camera is you have to stare into the camera, so that in your video it looks like you're staring at someone. It doesn't look like you are staring at the side. It doesn't look like you're staring somewhere else. It also looks like you're focusing on what you're saying to your audience. Yeah, to your audience. So yeah, that's what I would basically say. And then I would, for natural light, you just need to sit right in front of your window, and hopefully you have a big window. If you don't have a big window, you can also have the option of shooting outside and just have a plain wall, or put a plain cloth behind you and just get to shooting. So yeah, I use that for a couple of videos, and then I upgraded to my next camera, and the next camera is the G7X, Canon G7X. So this is what it looks like. So basically why I upgraded to this camera is because I honestly got tired of shooting videos and not being able to see myself. Because for using the phone, you have to try a couple of times before you get it right. So because you have to try a lot of times to get it right, it doesn't make vlogging realistic, and it doesn't make sense to vlog like when you're looking at the back of your camera. That's basically for sit down videos. So I would find myself vlogging a lot with the front camera, and I just found that I wanted better quality, so I upgraded to the G7X. And the reason I chose this camera is because it has a flip screen, so you can basically see yourself while you're filming. And it is a pretty simple camera to get your knowledge on, because you don't need to do so much. And there's so many YouTubers that use this camera, and there's so many YouTubers who give tips and tricks on how to use this camera. So if you don't know anything about it, first of all, even the first day you get the camera, you can use the automatic settings. So there are a few settings at the front, at the top dial here, which you can basically just choose what to film with. And to start with, because you don't know much about camera settings and everything, you can just straight off the bat use your auto settings, and you still have good quality. And so it's not to just start with your auto and just stick there for life. No, you're just going to be watching YouTube videos, and you're going to learn more about it, and learn more about your camera, and learn about f-stops and ISO and all that lingo for cameras, and get better at it. But the G7X gives pretty good footage. I'll also put that up. Hey guys, so we have finally arrived at Kira, Naivasha, and I just want to give you guys a tour of how the place looks like. It is so beautiful, it's unbelievable. So yeah, with the G7X I also didn't have lighting. I've had it for about a year, and in that duration I got my studio, and I was able to acquire lighting. But because I wasn't filming so much in the studio, and because I was so used to filming in front of the window, I still didn't move to lighting. So yeah, that's pretty much it about the G7X. I got it from Snapshot Kenya, and at that time it was 57,000 if I'm not wrong. That was a year ago, so it's probably cheaper at the moment. And if you follow me on my Instagram, or if you look at the description box, I'll just link everything, the information on all the phones, the prices. So guys, last but not least, I finally felt like I needed to upgrade the quality of my videos even more. And so I have decided to use my professional camera, which is funny because I've had my cameras for about 5 years, this specific one for just a year. And I never felt like I wanted to shoot on them, because in my head I was more focused on using them for photography. But because I want to do more videos on the channel, I felt like I wanted better quality to keep you guys coming back for more. And so I wanted to upgrade the quality of my videos, and which is currently why I moved to my big camera, which is a Nikon D750 or Nikon depending on how you say it. And then I have the Sigma 24 to 70 millimeter lens on it. These are pretty heavy for a beginner, so if you feel like you'd want a semi-professional camera, feel free to slide into my inbox. If you feel like you'd want an amateur camera but still a bit bigger, also feel free to slide into my DMs and I'll be able to answer you. Yeah, so I also had my lighting, which I showed you guys on the video that I was doing the photography studio tour, which, by the way, an update on that is because of the whole pregnancy situation and the whole corona situation, I had to shut down my studio, but hopefully in the future I'll be able to open another one. And yeah, so because I have all these home at the moment, I decided I was going to shoot with them. And so I have two lights. I have 3 lights in total, but I'm using only 2 lights because I just feel like it's enough. And I have my camera in the middle, which I am going to show you what that looks like. So this is basically the camera and what it looks like, and this is the lens. You can see the lens is quite big. Ignore the mess on the back. That's the window that I was talking about. That's Zaria's head. And then these are my 2 lights that I'm currently filming with. So yeah, this setup is pretty much for someone who's been doing this a bit longer, or someone who already has... I forgot I needed to switch to this. So this setup is a bit heavy, and basically for someone who's been doing this for quite some time. And because I already had the equipment, I didn't need to buy the equipment, because with photography the equipment is quite expensive. For example, my D750 was 140. For the D750 it's 125,000, and for the Sigma lens was, I think, 140,000, or the other way around. I can't quite remember, but that just shows you that is quite a heavy investment. And so if you feel like you would still want a professional camera but would want it to be within a reasonable budget, there's so many cameras, you can feel free to ask. And yeah, so that is currently what I'm using at the moment, which you can already see the quality is a bit better than what I have been doing in the past. And yeah, so you can slowly get to adding on your equipment as you learn how to use more equipment. And I'm going to do a separate video on lighting, I think, because there are so many lighting options that you can have. For example, you can start with a ring light, which is a bit cheaper. You can use natural light, which is way cheaper because it's free. And yeah, so lighting on its own is a whole separate video. Today I just wanted to focus on the cameras that I have been using. With time I will probably bring in more cameras and more phones to do reviews on, for you guys to be able to choose and see what you'd want to use. They will be more in-depth. This was just a bit light for you guys to see what I have been using. But yeah, that is basically it for this video. Feel free to ask me any questions. I always reply to my comments. I always reply to my DMs, and I will be happy to help you guys on that. So that was it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you learned something new. Make sure to look into the description box. I will link everything. I will put up information on everything. Make sure to also visit my Instagram page because I will have info on all that as well. Make sure to also subscribe to my channel because I will be doing a whole series on this. I will be showing you how to record videos, how to edit videos, what I use to edit, lighting. I'll bring reviews on phones, on cameras, on everything tech, just so that you can have an easier time starting your YouTube channel or continuing with the YouTube channel. And yeah, so that's basically it. Feel free to subscribe, feel free to ring on that notifications bell, and comment, share. If you know someone who wants to get all this knowledge, someone who is probably starting a YouTube channel and doesn't know where to start from, share this with them. And with that, I have my tiny little person here to say goodbye.
Bye.
So, bye. Thanks for watching.
And subscribe.
Yes, subscribe.